Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and today I will be beating Dark Souls with only the Dark Hand. Now for this challenge I did switch it up a little bit. I modded in upgrades for the Dark Hand, which I gave myself one level every time I beat a Lord Soul and when I beat Ornstein and Smo, but I didn't actually remember to spawn it in until I killed my first Lord Soul. So my first jump was +2, but yeah, anyway, I did add that in just to make the challenge a little easier. I also did lose the footage to kill Gwindel, but you'll see that I had his soul, and then the miracle he has, so I killed him for sure. But yeah, anyway, let's get started. I spawned in my weapon for this run, the Dark Hand. And I also gave myself one in the left hand because it can act like a shield and be used to parry enemies. And so I thought I would take advantage of this in the run. But anyway, moving on. I encountered the Asylum Demon for the first time and kill him because I have my weapons of choice and they melt him. Anyway, moving on. Because I already killed the Asylum Demon, I get the big Pilgrim's Key along with the Estus Flask from him. So, anyway, moving on. When I arrived in Firelink, I decided I would fight this guy. I died a couple times to him. I cut those out because the fight was actually, really long for some reason. So I thought I would just show the time where I actually killed him. But, I mean, yeah, I just was fairly weak because I just started the game. But, I mean, he wasn't too difficult. As soon as I just, played passively and parried, he went down pretty easy. Anyway, moving on. The Taurus Demon was low-key really easy because, once again, the whole early game is going to be easy because I have a weapon that does 100 damage a swing and it swings really fast, so it just melts. But anyway, moving on. I decide to go kill Havl now so I can have the Havl's ring early game so I can wear a lot heavier armor and be able to tank a lot more. I mainly just chain backstab him because it's really easy to do that to him. But I mean, that's really about it. Moving on. I decide while I'm here I might as well just grab this bonfire by baiting out the dragon. I decided to kill Andre because I wouldn't really need him this run, and I didn't want to pay for the Crest of Artorius if I didn't need him in the first place. And so I decided I would just kill him so I wouldn't have to pay. Anyway, moving on. I decide to fight Lautrec right now because I wanted the Ring of Favor and Protection before fighting the Bell Gargoyles, even though I wouldn't really need it. And so, while I'm, as you can see, I ran past all the hollows, so I'm trying to fend off, the horde of hollows along with Lautrec. And he manages to die, but I die too. So I end up having to run all the way back to grab the ring. But anyway, moving on. With everything I've gotten up to this point, the Bell Gargoyles just didn't stand a chance. They hit me a little bit, but with doing 100 a swing and basically being able to stun lock them, they really weren't able to do anything. I 3-tapped the last one. Anyway, moving on. Then I doubled back so I could use the basement key to go take care of the Capra Demon and the Gaping Dragon. Capra Demon just caught these hands. Same thing with his dogs. I think with a plunging attack, I basically almost 2-shot him. I did a mean plunge attack here in a second. Never mind, I guess I just beat him to death. I think that was another run. Yeah, they're all meshing together. It's getting bad. No, I think that's what I was thinking of. Anyway, moving on. In the depths, I decide to save Laurentius so I can get a Pyromancy glove, and then I also use the Dark Hand special ability to grab every piece of humanity he had. He surprisingly had quite a bit. I think he had 4 in total. Let's see. No, he had 5. But anyway, moving on. I used the Master Key to unlock the secret, not so secret bonfire down in the depths, and then Kindle to get as many flasks as I can for the upcoming fight. Gaping Dragon didn't really stand a chance. He's just so slow, he can barely touch me. I mean, he grabbed me a couple of times, and right here he's doing solid damage, but, I mean, yeah, he's really not too hard to dodge. I think I even got the tail weapon this time around, which was pretty cool, especially with, actually, I don't even remember. I think it was this run. I don't know. Don't count me on that, though. We'll see later in the clip, but yeah. But yeah, no, it's... Oh, no, yeah, there we go. There, I did get the tail weapon. Okay, never mind. I just, like, I've been playing so much of Dark Souls recently. And I know I said I'd play, Dark Souls 2 next, do the Chaos Blade run, but I just can't bring myself to play Dark Souls 2. So, that might be a bit. But, anyway, moving on. I used the Master Key to go into the back door of Blighttown. And also, if you're playing this game for your first time, you get the Master Key. You can get it by being a thief or just as your starting gift. It's so good, man. It'll save you so much time. Anyway, moving on. This run I was actually kind of afraid of Quelaag. I thought I wasn't going to be doing much damage, but surprisingly I was doing like I was doing a good chunk per swing. I think I was doing like 60 per swing, 50 per swing, which isn't bad at all. So, I mean, yeah, no, it wasn't that bad. It's just, it took a very, very, very long time to kill. Because, well, yeah. Really not a whole lot else to say. I'll move on as soon as the clip's up. I also spun back to grab Power Within, because I almost forgot that, and that's like very essential to the run. Once I arrive back in Firelink Shrine, I collect the Pyromancy Flame so I can cast Power Within, and then I go over to get humanity from all of these people, and when I get to the third person, I didn't even know you could do this with this weapon. You'll see in a little bit, but I do like a jumping attack. Like, it's literally just like a flying jumping, like I jump overhead slam with my fist, and it's like actually, and then I accidentally, when I tab back and I accidentally hit him, and I freaked out for a second that I whiffed. I got missed quite a bit there, and then you'll see, and then I did that, and for some reason I somehow got out of that, which was shocking, but yeah, anyway, moving on. While I was in Sen's Fortress, I decided to grab the Ring of Steel Protection, and then I also switched up some of my armor so I could light roll with the ring on. But yeah, anyway, moving on. With Power Within and my gloves, I'm able to annihilate the Iron Golem. Well, I wouldn't say annihilate, but I mean, this boss isn't very hard to begin with. Like, I couldn't knock him to the ground, but I was able to stagger him enough where I could, like, drain half of his HP within one stagger. And so he went down really easily. Anyway, moving on. This part of Anor Londo is definitely like the sketchiest part of Anor Londo. You basically have to bait that knight off, otherwise you're screwed. But yeah, no, I do make it to the Ornstein Smoke Bonfire. I also do the skip to skip like the entirety of the like main building that you're in, and then I also try to grab the Silver Knight gear and fail to grab the rest. Don't worry though, I spin back, I grab the rest of the set, and then die anyway. This run, Ornstein and Smo was giving me a lot of trouble. At the start, I was trying to pop, like, this started pretty bad. I was trying to pop Power Within and got, like, jumped by both of them. And I got hit a lot in this fight. Like, I'm shocked that this was the winning attempt. Like, I was barely scraping by. Like, honestly, like, I did so much worse. Like, I do so much worse in the first phase just because of the fact there's two bosses. Like, it just makes it so much harder when there's two bosses. Like, especially because, like, they both have attacks where they can, like, charge across the entire room and get you if they want to. Like, Ornstein's is definitely faster, but Smo can charge across the room and get you really fast. And so, and I need to be, like, right up on them, too, because I'm using a fist weapon. Like, that's the one disadvantage of this weapon. Like, I literally need to be on my enemy. Otherwise, I'm just gonna swing and miss. But luckily with here, I was able to mostly not get hit. I had to pop a couple of humanities at the end to make sure I could make it, but it really wasn't too bad, especially because this run's very humanity heavy, because I'm able to siphon humanity out of NPCs. Like if I have to use a couple during a fight, it's really not the end of the world just because of how many I'm able to get. But yeah, no, but like this was probably like one of the hardest fights of the run, just because this was locked. Like technically my first upgrade was locked behind this boss, but I didn't actually remember to like spawn in a new Dark Hand that's upgraded until I killed my first Lord Soul, which was Neato. But anyway, moving on. I decided I'd do the Stray Demon just so I could get the doll for the Painted World now, and also because it'd be a pretty easy 20,000 souls, because while he is very tanky, it's pretty hard to get hit by him if you know what he's gonna do, because he has like 3 attacks total, and they're really, really easy to dodge. But he's just like super tanky. Like he even popped Power Within here, even though I didn't really feel like I should have, just because of how long of a fight this would have been. It's like I'm not gonna get hit enough where it's really gonna get that bad. But yeah, not much more to say about this fight. I'll let it finish out and then we'll move on. This time, off rip, the snake told me I was not the chosen one. It did that last run too, but it did it a lot later. I don't know what I'm doing to trigger that, but yeah, I'm just not very sure. If you know what's triggering that, let me know down in the comments. After getting 7 humanities from patches, and I'm not gonna like show that because that took a while, I was able to just take him down instantly because I always kill him. For some reason, I chose to pop Power Within because I really thought it would be necessary, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, no, he went down pretty easy, and I got the Mask of the Father. After killing Pinwheel, I lit the Tomb of the Giants bonfire because, like, that's the first thing I do when I'm here because I just hate this place so much. And then I immediately kindle it all the way to max so I can make sure I have as many flasks as possible for Neato. I also drop down so I can grab the skull lantern so I can actually see where I'm going. During one of my Neato attempts, I saw something I've never seen before. If he grabs you up against that middle pillar, I guess he just teleports into the ceiling. Like, I was trying to get him down. I don't know if there's like a way you can kill him from there. I was trying to figure out a way. I ended up figuring out you could kind of get him down on the side of the wall if you lead him. Yeah, you kind of lead him over where he is now, like further down. You'll see he's probably about to slide down. Yeah, now he's just like right in that pillar, and there's nothing you can do. I thought I could maybe get him out of bounds, but he didn't die, so I ended up having to homeward bone out. But anyway, I just thought this was kind of weird, so I wanted to show it. Now, on the attempt where I beat Neato, I realized you can use the Dark Hand shield to basically just tank his, like, AoE attack. Like, his big, like, you know when he, like, charges up an explosion that, like, kills everything around you? Like, at some point in the fight, I figured out that you could just block it with the Dark Hand shield, and it'll do nothing. So I just, like, stood right next to Neato the entire time. Like, I don't know when I did that. When I think it's around here when I put up my shield. Yeah, no, I think it's then when I put up my shield and I realized that I can low-key just like tank it. And then at some point I realized I could just like stand right next to him, so I could just keep swinging as soon as he's done. So I just like ended up standing right next to him and just tanking it out. Like, it was low-key like fun. Like, this was probably like the most fun I've had with Neato in a while. But anyway, I'll let the rest of the fight play out, and then I'll move on. Now on to Ceaseless Discharge, where this time I just decide it's not worth it and I bait him off. And it's not because I just didn't die this time. But yeah, no. Yeah, I just baited him off as usual. Anyway, moving on. I go ahead and kill this worm so I don't have to deal with it and I can have a bonfire. Demon Fire Sage was not too difficult. They went down pretty fast. Well, they went down very slow, but they weren't very difficult because I had to wail on them. I did 60 a swing. I don't know how much health the Demon Fire Sage has, but I probably hit him a good like 50 plus times before he died, so I don't know. He's probably got like 3,000 something. I don't know. Maybe like 3,500. I don't know if that's actually his health. That's just like my guess. But yeah, no. It's basically just get behind the, like with all of these like stray demon fights, it's basically just get behind it and you'll be fine. Or just like dodge. It's really not that hard. But anyway, moving on. On to Centipede Demon, where I low-key just cheese him because I hate fighting him. Like, I hate the fact that you're just like stuck on a little platform fighting a boss that like won't approach you sometimes. It's just like so slow. Like now he's here, but like sometimes he just won't walk up to you. It's just insane. So I usually just end up cheesing. And like he kept grabbing me here, so I thought, hey, maybe he'll grab me in the corner, but then he hit me like 5 times before he grabbed me. But this is basically how I always kill him, because he's just kind of a pain to deal with. But anyway, moving on. I went and grabbed the secret bonfire so I could have an easy run back to the Bed of Chaos. And then in like 4 tries I killed the Bed of Chaos because it's really not that difficult. It's just like every time I try to like go back from one of the points I just get swept off the map and it's insane. But anyway, moving on. I go to the deeper depths so I can kill the Moonlight Butterfly before I forget about it, and kill Sith so I can get the Abyss Ring, and also get a couple other things on it too. I'll cover that in a bit. Anyway, moving on. Sith wasn't too difficult to kill, as usual. While I was in the boss arena, I remembered to grab the Horn Ring. I actually think I grabbed it at the end, because I actually didn't end up using it this run, but I definitely could have on Gwyn, but I don't think I did. But I did grab it this time around, even though I didn't need it like last time. But last time was just a disaster. I don't think we're going to talk about last time. But, you know, fight isn't too hard. I think Sith has like a grand total of 5 attacks that he can throw at you, and they're all relatively easy to dodge. So, I mean, he's just kind of tanky, but I mean, at this late in the game, it's kind of expected. But I have 2 Lord Souls down, so I have a +3 Dark Hand right now, so I'm honestly doing okay damage. But anyway, moving on. When I went to fight Sith, I also aggroed these people, so I was like these 2, so I was able to get them over here so I could get the ninja flip ring if I ever needed it, and I didn't really get anything from this guy, but I mean, he followed me here too, so I had to kill him. But anyway, moving on. Moonlight Butterfly goes down really easily. All I really need to do is just wait till she lands, which I mean, it doesn't take that long. And also the Dark Hand shield blocks like 80% of all damage, so if I just kept that up, I'd be able to tank through anything that this thing could throw at me. But yeah, no. Kill it in 1 landing. Anyway, moving on. This Hydra kill took like 10 minutes, so I decided that I would just like cut it down so you wouldn't have to watch that whole thing. But anyway, moving on. I reload the game so I can free Dusk from the crystal fella, and then I can now get the broken pendant from Cease's area. Anyway, moving on. I take the time to kill that guy so I can get the broken pendant so I don't have to come back, and then I make my way up to the first Sith encounter. At the first Sith encounter, I took off all of my armor as soon as he started doing the big attacks that would like insta-kill you, just to make sure I didn't get cursed from the like other things. But yeah, anyway, moving on. I run all the way down to get the door key, and all of the way back up to open the door. I go down to open the shortcut and grab the bonfire so I can start trying to kill Sith. I started the fight off by flipping around and stunning the boss and breaking the crystal. And then I just started wailing on the boss, tried to get that clam killed. And then I don't know what, I think after I do that barrage of fists, I pop power within. Yeah, so I can get some better damage. And then I absolutely melt Sith with power within. He just didn't stand a chance. But yeah, no, he dies pretty quickly after the power within gets popped. Anyway, moving on. I go back to Anor and kill Guinevere so I can go fight Gwindel. It takes a little bit for the cutscene to activate, probably because I walked out of the room and walked back in. But anyway, moving on. I run into these two random guys, and I've never seen, actually, no, I've seen them on another run, I think. But yeah, they weren't too difficult. I was able to parry them pretty easily, and then just at this point, because most Lord Souls were dead, I had a mostly maxed out glove, so I was doing insane amount of damage. Not too much farther is another NPC, which is a little harder to kill just because of their fast attacks, but as soon as I get the parry window down, they go down pretty fast. But anyway, moving on. Here is all I have of my Gwindel fight before my video software cut out, so sorry about that, but I mean, I did kill him. I'll show you in the next clip. So at this point I probably already used his soul, so yeah, I showed you that I had the Sunlight Blade miracle, which you get by killing him, so I hope that's proof enough that I did indeed kill Gwindel. Anyway, moving on. After running to Priscilla in like 5 minutes flat, I start fighting, and it's really not that difficult. I'm actually able to stagger her out of her invisibility this time. But, I mean, past that, she goes down pretty easily. Nothing too crazy. Moving on. Once I make it to Anor, I made sure to kick down that ladder so I would have a shortcut. And then I crawl as fast as I can up the chimney and pray for my life. Surprisingly, I make it. It was really close there, but I got the key to the seal. And now I can go get to the boss. After I get the key, I run over real quick and open up the seal so I can start fighting the 4 kings. After landing in the abyss and having the first king pull up, I saw that 100 damage and I thought it was kinda over. But luckily I was able to, like, it's a fist weapon, so you're able to swing enough, and I was able to get I was able to sneak power within there before I fought the second guy, so I was able to do more damage too. Get some bonus damage on him too. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to 3 king, but I did do fairly well. But yeah, no, I didn't have to do much on that 4th king. Power within definitely carried here, but anyway, moving on. I run all the way back down to the Ro Basin so I can access the DLC and fight the first DLC boss. At this point, I basically reached the soft cap on any stats that were actually helpful to me, because the Dark Hand doesn't like spec with any stats, so you can't get any bonus damage by leveling up anything. So all I had to rely on was just like health and stamina, so I just kept leveling those up. As you can see, I have quite a lot, so I'm able to just sit here and tank. But I mean, yeah, no, Sanctuary Guardian wasn't too difficult. Especially because I've had practice recently playing quite a bit. But anyway, moving on. After getting to the arena, I made sure to grab the checkpoint and then jump in to start fighting the boss. Artorius wasn't really difficult. I actually got him in the first try, as you can see here. It was actually really shocking how well I did. Luckily, the Dark Hand was like just like, if I had enough stamina, it could just barely knock him out of his buff animation. So he wasn't able to buff the whole fight, which was definitely really good. And also at this point, I just have so much like equipment load that I can wear like super heavy armor and just like tank through most of anything. As you can see here, I let him buff up, but he's pretty low at this point, so it's really not that bad. And it was worth it to let myself heal half of my health for him to get buffed up. But anyway, moving on. Before I fight Manus, I remembered to use the Skull Lantern to get the Silver Pendant, which can be used to reflect most of his spells. But anyway, moving on. I also make sure to go kill this Mimic so I can get the Crest Key so I can have Goff shoot down Calmeat for me. After letting Calmeat kill me once, Goff agrees to shoot down Calmeat so I can actually fight him. And honestly, I'm just gonna play out this cutscene because it's low-key fire. But, you know, he's able to ground Calmeat so I can actually go fight him. But anyway, moving on. With him actually on the ground, I now have a chance to fight him. And this is actually the first challenge run that I've uploaded so far on Dark Souls 1, where I've actually remembered to go kill Calmeat, because I always just forget to get the Crest Key, and then I just like end up not like fighting him because I just forgot to get the key. But this time I actually got it, and so I can fight Calmeat. And I mean, the fight is definitely, it's pretty easy. It took me like 5 tries to like remember what to do to kill him. But he's definitely very tanky. I mean, and at some points I was able to like just get between his back legs and he would just spin in circles and I'd be able to get like 500 damage off. And during this entire fight I didn't use Power Within because it would just put more pressure on my health bar. And so I thought it would just be better if I just thugged it out so I wouldn't have to worry about losing too much HP to that and then just getting like stun locked, because there's some points while fighting it where if I had Power Within on I definitely would have died just because of like how much health he like just took off of me, because like even though I'm wearing some pretty tanky armor he still like 4-shots me. Like I have to be careful. But I mean, luckily if I'm ever in a really bad pinch because of the shield, I'm able to, like, because the Dark Hand can be a solid shield, I'm able to usually get out of some of the damage. But sometimes with the Dark Hand it just doesn't work as a shield well. But I killed him. Anyway, moving on. I decided to have Sith join me for the Manus fight, so I freed him. To be honest, he didn't even help that much. Like, he did kinda help, but also not really. But I mean, I just wanted to have him. But anyway, moving on. Now that I'm at Manus, I summoned Sith as I said I would, and I actually get him first try. Like, surprisingly, I think it definitely helped that this run I was able to like level a lot into health and like stamina, so I could have like a high equip load and just wear heavy armor and just tank. But I mean, also it's just, I don't know, like the Dark Hand isn't even that bad. Like with how fast you're able to swing it, like even if I might even rerun this without the upgrades just to see if I can do it. Probably not immediately after this because that kind of be repetitive, but like probably eventually I might revisit this and do it without the upgrades and just do the base Dark Hand like you are like supposed to. But I thought I would just like spice it up and make it a little more fun and easy. But yeah. And I mean, with the Silver Pendant, I was able to I was able to dodge a lot of the attacks pretty easily, so it wasn't too difficult. But anyway, moving on. You know, I struggled with Gwindel last time. I killed him first try this time. He was really easy, especially because I had a very, I was actually able to like parry and riposte this time. Because like with a lot of weapons that I had in the Soul Level 1 run, I couldn't like one-hand him, so I couldn't riposte really easily. So it was just bad. So I had to cheese him, but I mean this time I was actually able to kill him. And I'm going to take this time to say thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you would, I'd appreciate a like and a comment and maybe a subscribe if you want to, but you don't have to. But thank you for watching, and have a good day. See ya.